Bayou Time Sports is brought to you by Terrebonne General Health System Community Sports Institute in conjunction with Barker Honda and Barker Kia.
Welcome back to Bayou Time Sports. It has been a season of success from some of our local teams in the area in different sports. First, we want to talk about soccer. Just a couple of weeks ago, we had the head coach Clay Duplantis from the 17U Bayou Soccer Club Blackhawks, the Lady Blackhawks, who were heading out to the President's Cup in Tampa. Unfortunately, didn't get a championship out there in Florida, but the team did play well. There you see the two brackets. There were only 8 teams in all of the United States who qualified for the finals. That's amazing. The team from our area was in bracket B. There you see them with the star next to their name. That's the Bayou Soccer Club. And they call it the 2008 G. It simply means that the girls were born then or earlier, if that makes any sense, or later, I should say. They had to be 17U. It didn't necessarily mean that you played all teams from your bracket when you were in pool play. So let's take a look at how the girls did in each of their games. The first game got out on the pitch, and that was on Saturday, and they took on a team from Idaho. That is the CGA Elite, and unfortunately, CGA Elite is really good, and they had no problems with our young ladies from the area. They win that one 5-1. Then our girls on the very next day, that would be Sunday, got on the pitch, and this was probably a must-win because you do play 2 games to move on into the finals, and unfortunately, our girls dropped their second game on the pitch also. They took on the FC Stars Academy. That team is from Illinois. Unfortunately, lost that one 2-0. Now, it doesn't mean you're necessarily out. It just depends on how everybody else in your particular pool does. And unfortunately, those 2 teams that they lost to went on to move into the finals. But the girls did get to play on Monday. And on Monday, they took on a team from Oregon, and they got a 6-0 win. So what a great way to finish it up for these young ladies. They went out there. They were extremely impressive. This has never been done in Bayou Soccer Club history. So congratulations to the U17 Lady Blackhawks, Coach Clay and his group. I know they were very proud of what they put on the field this year. There you see a couple of shots from out there in Tampa as they competed well. And I think maybe it sets a little trend that in the future, hopefully they could get back to something like this. And we certainly hope that they do. Congratulations to all of those young ladies. Then you had the American Legion baseball finals. And we started to tell you about that last week, but that ran throughout the week. And unfortunately, our Southland Hogs put up a good fight, but they couldn't take home the championship. Sort of the same scenario as the young ladies, the young Blackhawks who were out there. The Hogs started off well. In round 1, they defeated the Lafayette Drillers easily, 13-6. In round 2, they took care of the Retief Oilers, that is the Jesuit High School-based team, 7-0. And round 3 is where they hit a speed bump, and that speed bump is the Bossier Phillies. The Bossier Phillies are really good, folks. They are your defending state American Legion champs. Not only that, they are your defending mid-regional champions in the United States. They went on to the World Series for American Legion Baseball, and looks like they had a lot of those kids coming back. My understanding was 11 came back, 7 of them were starters. They take care of the Hogs 11-4 in that game. And round 4, the Hogs come back. They take on the Crawley Millers, who are a historically, traditionally very good team. They win that one 2-1, so they make it back to the championship game. But in the championship game, it gets away from them. Bossier had a young man on the mound who actually pitches at Bossier Community College up there in the area. And although he wasn't dominant, he did just enough. And he didn't give up the big hit at the wrong time. And the Hogs just couldn't get the big hit at the right time. And Bossier goes on to win the state championship 6-0 over the Hogs. But what a great year for the Southland Hogs related to American Legion. I know that they play at other levels in our area. I know that they also go on and play in other leagues and other tournaments, but they had a terrific American Legion tournament, and they represent our area extremely well. We hope that in the future, we can bring home one of those American Legion state championships. It's been quite some time that a Houma team has done that. I think it was the 80s, the last time, excuse me, that it was actually done. So again, congratulations to those guys on such a wonderful year. And we want to wrap things up by talking about a couple of our guys in the area who are named to something that is very special. Louisiana Tech puts out an all-quarter century team. They've been doing this. As a matter of fact, Bob Brune, a lot of you remember Bob Brune from LaRose High School, who played at Louisiana Tech after coming out of LaRose High School. He was on the all-quarter team at the end of the century, last century. Starting this century, we got a few. And there you see, by the check mark, Philip Livis is on the first team all-offense Louisiana Tech University quarter-century team. That is a great honor. That is the best who have ever played there. So congratulations to Phil, but he's not the only guy. By the way, Phil is South Terrebonne graduate, and if I didn't mention that. But we have a Thibodeau High graduate on there, and there you see him, Amik Robertson. A lot of people know that Amik Robinson had a terrific camp this past weekend as he came back into Thibodeau, and at Thibodeau High, just wanted to be there for all of the folks there. So congratulations to Amik Robertson. He is on that team. It's a very hard team to make. And finally, I want to go back to Phil just one more time because Phil actually made that team twice. He also made it as a special teamer. You remember that everybody used to call Phil over there Saturday Night Live, and he made it twice on that team. So congratulations to Philip Livis and Amik Robinson. With that being said, we got to get to a break. We'll be back right after this.
This segment was brought to you by Terrebonne General Health System Community Sports Institute in conjunction with Barker Honda and Barker Kia.